Welcome to the Buddha Yoga Academy, where we provide teachings based in the traditional sciences of Tantra and Hatha Yoga to support you in your journey of awakening the primordial intelligence within. Let's jump in. Hey guys, so this is a tutorial video on specifically Halasana, the plow pose, Sarvangasana, the all limbs posture or shoulder stand, and Viparita Karani Mudra. And these three postures are very helpful at focusing energy in the upper back and the neck area, opening up this area for energy to flow in preparation for seated pranayama and meditation practices. So you can see here, I'm going to set up by scooting forward with my hips and then roll my legs behind me. My big toes will touch the ground above my head. Yours may or may not, that's okay. And then you can also see, I'm just going to pause the video for a second. You can also see that my hands interlace. And with the hands interlaced, I'm pulling the pinky side of my hands towards the mat or the ground and trying to lengthen my elbows. And while that length in the arms is happening, I'm actively lengthening my tailbone up vertically while lengthening the back of the neck and the top of the spine down into the ground. And the big toes are lengthening away from the crown of the head. And so all this push and pull dynamic is opening up really good length in my spine. So let's go ahead and press play. Now I am reaching my hands to interlace my fingers around the heels of my feet. And this is just one variation that is really helpful at releasing the kidneys and the lower back. And so I have the hands interlaced here. Keep in mind that my feet are together. You always hear me talk about how we don't want to let the legs splay apart. So I'm squeezing the inner thighs in, the inside of the knees in, the ankles, the arches, the feet, the big toes. Everything is squeezing towards center. And as I'm holding this position, I'm just going to focus on deepening my breathing, and specifically I'm focusing on lengthening my exhalation. If I can, I'm going to try to make my exhale quite a bit longer than my inhale. And with the lengthening of the exhale, everything is sinking down towards the earth. And you'll notice that my kidneys start to release. It's a very subtle motion, but I'm not trying to force. So a lot of times with asanas, there's a tendency to want to force or push. But what instead we do is we just get in the shape and then we breathe and we sink. Energetically, through the breath, we just come into more stability, and this allows for the energy to start to flow. So I'm going to pause the video again and share. I'm setting up here for interlaced fingers plow like I started, but I'm going to hold this shape for a little bit. And so I'm going to press play and just again share with you, like I had shared before, big toes are reaching away, hands are reaching away. This sets me up now for the preparation for Sarvangasana, which I place my hands on my kidneys. Again, I'm going to pause for a moment. My hands are in the kidney area. My elbows are firm. My upper arms are firm like a shelf. And the hands are there just to kind of angle the spine. But a lot of the pressure, I'm allowing the pressure to go into the upper back and the neck area. I also don't want to jam the neck too much. So to do that, I lengthen the crown of the head. Think of lengthen the crown of the head, and almost like you're letting the chin sort of move back a little bit towards the pit of the throat. This will lengthen up and open up the occiput area, back of the skull, and this frees up that area of the neck. And so That's what I'm doing with my neck and my head, and you can see the position of my hands. I'm going to press play again. My knees are together, and I'm moving very slowly because I'm trying to find the line of balance. Remember the point of balance where all the weight is going, and that there's an equal balance going up my body all the way to my toes. And so keeping my legs together and only straightening to the degree that I can keep that balance to come into shoulder stand, Sarvangasana. Sarva means all, Anga means limb. So Sarvangasana is literally the all limbs posture, also known as shoulder stand. And I'm going to demonstrate in a moment the movement from this position into a more traditional form of Sarvangasana, where the hands, you see I'm sliding the hands now. Slowly, I'm keeping the balance on the upper back, and then the hands are on the thighs, and I'm actively pushing my hands into my thighs. And that resistance between the hands and the thighs into the hands keeps the balance. Legs are squeezing together, inner arches are strong, toes are spread. Really amazing for the neck and the upper back. This is a quite advanced posture. It takes some time to develop this. But you can see here what I'm doing. Now I'm going to bend the knees slowly, come back into plow with the fingers interlaced. I'm just going to take a moment to be in this position before setting up now, bending the elbows once again. And this time I'm setting up for half shoulder stand, so I'm going to pause. So the hands, the sort of the palm of the hands is resting right in the kind of the bone of the hip. And this will create a little shelf for the hips to rest in. You can see with the knees bent, I start to kind of tilt my hips to, you see that? Hips tilt, and then the pressure goes into the palms of the hands, and the knees can start to straighten. And I'm looking to position the toenails to be directly over the eyes. So toenails over the eyes. Once I'm in this posture, I'm going to pause once again and just share for a moment. So Viparita Karani Mudra means the inverted gesture. And remember, Mudra means gesture or seal. And there's a lot of kind of talk about this posture in the scriptures. It's seen as a really powerful way to generate what's known as pratyahara, the withdrawal of the senses, the fifth limb of yoga. And so pratyahara occurs when all of the energy of the senses is withdrawn inward. And due to the position of the body here and how the upper back is taking weight, the upper spine, but then the rest of the body can relax, there's this really unique effect that starts to soften the eyes, quiet down the senses. I'm going to press play again. And once I'm in this posture, I'm going to start to really work with the Bahya Kumbhaka, external breath retention, and Uddiyana, which you'll see if you look at my stomach. I'm pulling my stomach in. And then I inhale through Kaki Mudra with the beak of the lips. And then I do that just throughout the hold in the shape. So exhale, Kumbhaka, Uddiyana, and then when the Puraka, when the filling comes, I'm inhaling through the beak. I'm not sure if you can see my lips, but that's what I'm doing. And this draws the breath. The specific benefit of Kaki Mudra and its effect is that it draws the breath down to the base. And so this creates a really nice length in my body, and eventually you can feel the breath moving all the way down to the toes, or all the way up to the toes rather. And so this inverts the movement of energy. It helps to prepare us for the next stages of our practice as we move up from the throat and the element of space into the realm of pure mind at the third eye, and beyond that, the abode of light. So this is your tutorial. I'm just going to come out of the shape, slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, rolling my spine down to come to where I'm laying flat on my back. And typically I take a couple breaths here. You can do a fish pose here, Matsyasana, if you're familiar with that, and then come up for seated pranayama and meditation practices. There you go.